Hey, what's up, guys? Fox 32 entertainment reporter Jake Hamilton here. The 75th annual Primetime Emmy Awards just ended a couple of minutes ago right there on Fox 32. There were a lot of massive winners. You probably heard the name Succession read a lot. You probably heard the name Beef read a lot. But in my heart, walking away tonight, I honestly think that one of the biggest winners of tonight's really incredible Emmy ceremony was the city of Chicago. And that is because The Bear absolutely dominated the comedy category.
I love this place. I love this city. I want to start our first business here. I want it to be a real business, an honest business with honest partners.
Here's how dominant The Bear was at the Emmys tonight. It won over 10 awards. We are talking Best Comedy Series, Best Actor in a Comedy Series, Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series, Best Writing in a Comedy Series, and Best Direction in a Comedy Series. The Bear is in a really incredible series that is filmed in and around Chicago. It is about a sort of Mr. Beef-like Italian sausage joint that has dreams and aspirations of being sort of a five-star restaurant.
I know who you are.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you're the most excellent CDC at the most excellent restaurant in the entire United States of America. So, what are you doing here, I guess?
Making sandwiches.
And they filmed it in and around Mr. Beef. The first episode was filmed entirely in Mr. Beef. I mean, if there were a series that were a love letter to Chicago, so many series film in Chicago and pretend to be another city. This series does not. This series is through and through a Chicago series. So for such a Chicago-centric, where our city was so embedded in the DNA of what this show was, absolutely dominate in its first season of Emmy contention. I loved in the speeches that so many of the performers gave shout outs to the city of Chicago. And most importantly, they gave shout outs to restaurants and restaurant workers.
I just love restaurants so much. The good, the bad, it's rough. We're all broken inside, and every single day we gotta show up and cook and make people feel good by eating something and sitting at a table, and it's really beautiful. And all of us here get to make a show together.
Former restaurant worker, I waited tables for many years. It is a job that is not easy. It is a job that I think everyone should do at some point in their life. It is a job that teaches you a lot of lessons. And The Bear, not just a love letter to the city of Chicago, but is a love letter to the Chicago restaurant industry. And it's a love letter to the hardworking Chicago restaurant workers who make Chicago one of the greatest culinary cities on the planet. I just thought it was so cool that this show that kind of came out of nowhere stopped Ted Lasso's final season and stopped Barry's final season. Two beloved Emmy shows weren't able to have their big epic golden send-off because this little scrappy Chicago food show came in and said, no, we're the new great show in town. I've talked a lot about this show. We were one of the first shows on the planet that had Jeremy Allen White on our show before The Bear ever blew up. We had him on our show, and then he made another appearance. He was gracious enough to come back on and talk season 2 just a couple of weeks ago.
Sure. Have people started screaming "Yes, Chef" at you yet?
I get a lot of chef, which is so nice, and I get it, especially like I went out to eat maybe 3 days after the show came out. Went to this restaurant in my neighborhood I like to go to, and everybody,
yeah,
chef, and since then being in other restaurants, you know, I feel so lucky. I feel like we've really been accepted by the industry, which was our goal.
He's always invited back on the show. They're coming back to start shooting season 3, he told me, in just a couple of weeks. The city of Chicago has so much to be proud about based on what the 75th Annual Primetime Emmy Awards gave us tonight. And the cast and crew, the writers, the directors of The Bear made sure that Chicago knew that we were the heart and soul of what makes The Bear work. So, but till then, Jake Hamilton, Fox 32 entertainment reporter, and I'll see you soon.